The Alberta Outdoor Adventure Expo. Where do I begin? Well, it started as an idea, I'd say about a year ago. Quite a few friends and myself, we wanted to have our own expo, and we were talking about it, and we brought it up, talked about it, never really did anything. My first expo, well, it was actually the Northwest Overland Rally that I went to. That was amazing. It was the first time I've actually seen an event like this that, you know, where there's so many people who were into the same thing, and it was pretty inspiring. I really enjoyed it, and seeing the vendors there, seeing the people there, seeing the personalities that were there, it was definitely a good first event for me to go to. About a week later, went out to the BC Overland Rally and in Whistler, BC, and basically that was actually another really good event. It was at the base of a ski jump, so the venue wasn't, I mean, you're sleeping on rocks and stuff. I slept in a ground tent at that time because I went out with Frankie actually to go out to the BC Overland Rally. So we got thinking a little bit more about, you know, doing this event, and I went talked to my good friend Kevin, and Kevin had some good advice. Hey Kevin, what you up to?
Oh hey, hi Jason. I'm just doing some reading. I find it very relaxing underneath this rower. But my mind was kind of wandering, and I got this strange idea about some sort of a outdoor adventure meet that we could all meet up at. And I'm thinking you'd be the guy to head it up, because you're good enough, you're smart enough, and doggone it, people like you.
You know, Kevin, that's actually a really, really great idea. Let me give that some thought. I'm kind of excited about it. So after talking with Kevin, I decided that, you know, let's talk to Dave. Dave is kind of the guy I go out most with on my adventures. We did the Four Corners expedition together, and we've gone on many adventures since. So I asked Dave,
we should just do an expo.
And with that, we decided to move ahead with plans to actually have our own event. Everything else had been canceled. We wanted to go to an event, so let's hold our own. And we did. We moved ahead with it. And that's where our story begins. That's how this whole event, this Alberta Outdoor Adventure Expo, began. Well, the first thing that we had to do was choose the expo grounds. There were a couple contenders, but we kept coming back to this place, the Medicine Lodge Rodeo grounds. And for myself, a little bit of a personal note, this particular chunk of land is owned by my family, and they've had a family rodeo on here for 40 years straight. And it's got a lot of history, especially for me. I remember playing on these grounds when I was a kid. So this particular location had lots of room to grow, and the more we looked at it, the more we were sold that this is where it needed to be. Alright, setting up for the expo, put up some signs, came out here on Tuesday night, and it was pouring. There was a rainfall warning. They were warning about floods, and oh, it was crazy. I actually thought we were going to have to call off the expo just based on how much water there was. It was absolutely crazy. Anyways, we have to work around it a bit because there is so much on the expo grounds that we have to kind of adjust the vendor booth area a little bit, but I think it'll all work out in the end. We're running around putting up signs, getting things good to go, and we're having a fun time doing it. The sun's out now finally. It's going to be sunny for the event, and yeah, this is awesome. I can't wait for this thing to kick off and us to have our first expo ever in Alberta. Oh man, what a beautiful morning. Friday morning, opening day of the expo. We had a lot of people coming up a little bit earlier, vendors all the way up to midnight last night, and it's been busy, actually really busy. We've got lots of people already parked, getting ready to go for tomorrow. So this event is going to be awesome. Opening day. I'm excited for this. So really glad you guys can join me on this journey. And first ever Alberta Outdoor Adventure Expo. And we're a go. Good morning, everyone. Well, Friday was coming to a close. It was an awesome day and better than expected. But a big shout out to Goatee and Badger. They provided a lot of really good food, and you know what? It was actually kind of the highlight of my day to go and eat there. It was also the grand unveiling of the Yucca Pack, Dave's new company. He's creating a brand new camper and full of really cool ideas, and this was the grand debut at the expo. We had to finish Friday off with a giveaway. Everyone had fun, and it was a great end to the day. A little bit cold last night, but man, what a beautiful morning. Sun's coming out. It's going to be an amazing sunny next few days for the expo, so we're pretty happy about that. But the lakes have this mist coming off. Beautiful. This is a beautiful start to an awesome day. Saturday and Sunday, you had morning yoga with Carrie. There was the beginner trail run that left Saturday morning. Went to the Brule area, and it was good to see so many people who were excited to go out.
gotten stuck.
ARC off-road training also came. They did 3 total classes during the events, 2 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. They did 4x4 efficient winching on Saturday morning. They also did 4x4 vehicle recovery on Saturday afternoon. That one was a pretty interesting one because you actually got to see them high center a vehicle. And then on Sunday they also had vehicle fundamentals. Really knowledgeable guys. Chad and his crew, man, the amount of knowledge they brought was absolutely incredible. Another great course to go to was hosted by a gentleman named Robert Edwards. And a lot of you will remember him from the Alone series. This guy's the real deal. Basically started up what's called the Alberta Primitive Skills Society. He does a lot of bushcrafting, and this guy, if you dropped him off in the middle of nowhere, he can survive. Anyways, he had some really cool courses over the course of Saturday and Sunday. On Saturday, he had his bushcrafting with Robert Edwards course, where he kind of showed a lot of the stuff that he was making, and also too how to go out and make rope from tree roots. That was pretty cool. He also did something called survival hunting. So he actually took everyone to the gravel pit at the end of the grounds and showed them how to shoot a bow and something called an atlatl, which I never knew existed until he actually showed me, which was really cool. It was a very hands-on, people could go out and try it. Really well done. On Saturday, we also had Darren Explorers come visit, and he did a course on adventure photography. This guy knows what he's doing. He's done wedding photos on the top of mountains, and it was a really well-attended course. People really were interested in seeing what he does and how he does his adventure photography. Mountain Surf Co. Those guys are really awesome. They came and did paddleboarding on the ponds that were there at the expo site, and it was really good to see people interested on paddleboarding. It's something I'm probably going to take up myself as well, so I was watching with lots of interest myself. We also had the privilege of watching a presentation from Pamela and David from Going Global. Their Land Rover has been built up. They've got lots of information on it and about where they're going on their adventures on their website. Another interesting course was bike packing with Peter Codizal, and it's really neat because not only was this event about traveling with your vehicle out there to experience the outdoors, but also using your bikes. We had Peter showing us how he would basically go and use his bike into the backpacking arena. Really good course, Peter. We also had a presentation from High Torque Mobile Mechanics. They did a presentation on Roadside Diagnostics. The High Torque is based out of Calgary, and they, like the name says, they bring their business to you. Thank you, High Torque. We also had the pleasure of having Ron Fibke come in with his really cool boat sponsored by Lund. He is Cabela's Pro Fisherman. Now I know trout weren't exactly what he normally does, but man, we really appreciated him coming and showing people how to set up their rods and how to kind of get going in the fishing arena. We also had a course from Off Grid Trek. Rennie has some really amazing products, and he did a whole course on solar power and basically his solar blankets and how efficient they are. Jason Wellin did a course called Stop the Bleed. It's an emergency trauma course, and the guy was very efficient and very thorough and surprised everybody by having a certificate at the end of the course when you completed it. So Treadhead Garage really brought it for the children. They had friendship bracelet making and rock painting. And I love this rock that was painted for me, the AOAExpo rock. It has a special spot on my shelf. I want to give a big shout out to Peter and also to Courtney. They helped us get a lot of footage where we were running the event, we couldn't film everything. So Peter and Courtney, man, thank you so much for helping out. And all of the volunteers that made this expo happen, thank you so much for everything. And next episode, we're gonna basically cover some of the trail runs that we had. We're gonna have some of the personalities that came to do some presentations. And we're gonna watch some fun giveaways. There were some really cool prizes at the giveaway. Anyways, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, because next episode's gonna be just as fun.